European rugby is back and I love it, and I'm so glad that we get even more rugby to talk about. Let's go.
Too excited. I ain't even had a second coffee yet. Are we good?
Welcome to the new season of the EPCR. We are now back with the Investec Champions Cup and the Challenge Cup, and round one did not disappoint. We had Friday, Saturday and Sunday rugby, and we're going to break down the biggest games and what happened over the weekend for you. My name's Shanair, and this is All Things Rugby. So we're not going to break down each game, but we are going to talk about some absolute highlights that you should be going for. And we're going to start with Ulster because they are flying this season. Not only have they been so good in the URC, they came over to the EPCR Challenge Cup. And now the Challenge Cup, everyone's a little bit like, is it a platform? Is it a second tier competition? Look, if you want to have a good cup run, play a strong team and you can do it. And that is what Ulster did on Friday night when they hosted Racing 92, the big Galacticos from Racing 92. And although they rotated, Ulster ran riot. Well done, the boys. Also on Friday night, we had Glasgow go over to Sale, a cold, windy, horrible night in Manchester, and pull off a wicked victory with that match going backwards and forwards. And in the other game on a Friday night, we had the perfect start politically for the EPCR with the Stormers going away and winning at Bayonne in France. Now, look, there's a lot to be said about these South African teams playing in a European competition, right? We've already been through it with the URC and we're starting to get there. We're starting to get the rivalries. But if a South African team can do well in this EPCR year, we're onto something. Now, we had the Sharks win the Challenge Cup a couple of years ago, but it's the big one. It's the Champions Cup. If someone can go well, be it Stormers or the likes of Bulls, that is going to be so good for rugby, especially that rivalry that everyone wants South Africans to lose. On Saturday, we had one of the best games of rugby, non-international, that I've seen in a long time, when Bordeaux went over to South Africa and played against the Bulls, and it was back and forward. It had everything. It had some absolute unreal team tries. It had some incredible individual displays. Man, Bordeaux are so good, both sides of the ball. And look, we really saw the Bulls put it on, and Pollard was playing absolute beautiful rugby at times. But man, the likes of Penaud and LBB and Jalibert, there's a lot to be said about Intermath and whether he is the right 10 to take France forward or not. Jalibert is so good when you just let him play, and when you've got Luku inside him. I mean, look, Bordeaux can go all the way again this year, and they are going to be one of the teams to beat. We had another giant battle in Bath as Munster came over, and oh my God, that first 20 minutes, Bath blew Munster away. Tyke Byrne come out after and was like, it's on him to lead the team. Man, Munster did not get off that bus. Bath looked so good. The weather was horrendous. It absolutely poured it down. I think I saw a stat the other day. Finn Russell made 6 passes in the whole match. But between him and Spencer, they kicked the lever off the ball. They kept putting Bath in the right place. And they forwards just did an absolute job on the Munster boys. Saracens looked like the old kings of Europe that they used to be. Owen Farrell, I said it in our hot takes, Owen Farrell looked fantastic. He was just putting the team in the right place at the right time. And look, I like Harry Plummer for Clermont. It's a big move for him, but man, that was like a proper man versus boy battle in the 10 jersey. Saracens looked incredible. In the Challenge Cup, we had some really random matches going on with the Lions blowing it last minute to Benetton. They were winning most of the game. They looked in control. They got a yellow card and Benetton just turned it up. Fair play to them. Elsewhere, Newcastle got an awesome first win of the season in Europe as well. So it's great to see Newcastle get that first win of the season. And we're going to talk about the Drags later. But man, how good to get these English sides up and running. I'm going to mention it, otherwise I'm probably going to get some stick from all of my mates as well. But Harlequin sent a rotated side over to Ireland and Leinster beat them. But we came away with a bonus point, which was better than last year when we got our asses handed to us and didn't score a point. So fair play to the boys that went over from Quins. Leinster, yeah, look, how can I say it as a Quins fan, right? Leinster looked bad, but Leinster looked very beatable. So it's going to make for an interesting competition with them. On Sunday, we saw Northampton side go to Po, who have been flying in the top 14, and in another back and forth game, the battle of the English nines, the forgotten nine, Dan Robson had an absolute great game, but Alex Mitchell was up for the task. Finn Smith played really well, and outside, Hendy has got the finishing ability as good as anyone. Northampton has obviously had a semi-final, a final loss. They want to go all the way again this year, and they look like they can. And, you know, they've got a squad that they can compete on multiple fronts as well. So keep your eye on Northampton. We said about South African teams not really taking this competition seriously, but we wanted to see someone do well. The Sharks obviously rotated. Obviously, they've got loads of Springboks that weren't available, but they went over to Toulouse. And if you take a rotated side to Toulouse, Toulouse will punish you. They had an early change with Intermac not being able to play, so Ramos started in 10. And oh my God, he was just doing what he does best. Cross-field kicks. 8 from 8 on the tee. From the touchline, he was just whipping them in like they were no tomorrow. If you get a chance, go and watch this game back because there were some moments of brilliance from Toulouse. We had a basement battle in the Challenge Cup as well with Perpignan, who haven't won a game this year, taking on Dragons, who also haven't won a game this year. And unfortunately, Perpignan looked like a very good team against this just depleted Dragons side. Now, look, there's a lot going on in Welsh rugby. We know this, but Dragons they just didn't look anywhere near like a professional outfit against a team that have lost 11 in a row in the top 14. So, yeah, sorry for all you Dragons fans. It sounds crazy to say because we've only had one round of the EPCR so far this year, but based on this week, we're going to have an incredible season. Obviously, we're lucky we've got back-to-back with Europeans, so we've got loads more rugby coming up next week as well. So make sure you stay tuned to all of our socials. Download the Rugby app to check out all of the highlights from this weekend's game as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Shanair, and this has been All Things Rugby.